The federal government has announced several measures, including a 150-day duty-free import window for food commodities in a new move to address the increasing cost of food prices. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Abubakar Kyari, who announced this in a post on his X handle on Wednesday, said the measures introduced will be implemented over the next 180 days. According to the minister, this will involve the suspension of duties, tariffs, and taxes for the importation of certain food commodities through land and sea borders. These commodities include maize, husked brown rice, wheat, and cowpeas. He also noted that the imported food commodities will be subjected to a recommended retail price. The government assures that all standards will be maintained to ensure the safety and quality of food items for consumption. To discuss more on this, we're joined by a strategy consultant, Dipo Oyewole. Hello, Dipo. Thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Good morning.
All right, now, Dipo, do you think that the Nigerian government can ensure that the recommended retail price for imported food commodities is effectively enforced across the country? If yes, how?
Well, I believe that they can, and I believe they should, because things are really getting out of hand, where exorbitant prices are due to just pure sabotage and people just trying to exploit themselves. So yes, I believe that they should fix the prices. How they would go about it, I believe that I have always maintained that the local government system is one of the most effective systems of government. How we can use them and utilize the folks in the local government to go to the market areas, to go conduct survey for the government. So in a particular local government, for example, one in Lagos, you can say Alimosho local government, you have the local government officers, if they need to have some support staff recruited for that particular purpose, maybe on a contract basis for the 180 days, have them go into the field, go find out what the prices are, come back with data. The people who are seen to be flouting it, there should be some measure of punishment for them. So if it's from the level of the people selling on the market, there should be some form of punishment. If it's from the people that are importing the food items without any form of duty on it and still inflating the prices, then their import licenses should be suspended. But we must see that a lot of action is done and ensure that we balance the system. So as much as the government is saying that they're trying to make food more accessible to people, because unfortunately we're not able to meet up with the local demand with our own local production. So we're saying, okay, we want to import food for 150 days, no imports, meaning that we're getting it at a cheaper price as opposed to what we've been getting before. So there's no reason why that should not be as effective as it should be. The government should just ensure that there's a reward system and a punishment system in place to ensure that people comply adequately with the terms of the agreement.
All right. Now, in that case, are there economic implications of relying on imports for staple foods like maize, rice, wheat, and cowpeas in Nigeria?
Well, short term, because I mean this is a short term measure right now, saying that we're lifting the duty off it. Yes, it has economic consequences, but right now I would say that the need for every single Nigerian to have access to affordable food outweighs those economic indicators. Yes, we've always had a conversation around the issues around imports. The truth is, practically every nation on earth imports one thing or the other. Okay, so it's not exclusive to Nigeria. There are a lot of nations abroad that import food. They import their staple food. There are nations that they don't even have arable farmlands to grow anything locally, so they have to import everything they have and consume. Does it have its economic challenges? Yes, it does. But right now, I believe that the main conversation should be around ensuring people have access to affordable food, because the prices are just too astronomical and they're too unrealistic for a lot of people to bear right now. So for me, the priority now is people having access to food.
Okay. Now, Dipo, while this is quite applaudable, but then, like you have said, it's only for a short period of time, which is 180 days. Are there strategies that the government can actually consider to enhance domestic agricultural productivity in order to mitigate the need for frequent imports of food commodities?
Yes. So to be clear, I'm not sure that there's any measure we can put in place or to increase our production to the highest capacity and still not be able to import one or two things, just to make that clear. But that being said, we do need to increase the volume of our production. It must go up, it must be better. And one of the key measures that the government can ensure that our production level is increased is one to ensure that insecurity is tackled with. That's a fraction of one of the challenges, but albeit a very significant one. We must see that insecurity is tackled with because a lot of people can't go to the farms right now. Like I said, it's a fraction of the problem, but it is also part of the problem. Another is access to financing for farmers that want to farm on a large scale,
Okay.
access to siblings and seedlings, sorry. And another is access to sound infrastructure where people need to get seedlings across the country to various parts to have access to financing and all those other issues along the entire agricultural value chain. But I believe that this is the right move on the side of the government, and it's one of the things that they're doing to ensure that a lot of Nigerians have access to food that they can afford, because this has gone on for too long and it's really not been sustainable.
Well, thank you so much, Dipo, for speaking to us on this.
Thank you for having me.